What's up, guys? I see you. Hey, Todd. Got some hats to paint today. I got 35 of them to knock out. I've already done a few of them. They're all the same thing. They all, I'm gonna have different styles and whatnot, but they all say the same thing. So, what's up? Can I paint for you? I mean, yeah. These are all orders from my website. If you want me to paint something for you, I'd be happy to. Check out my website, dale.ink, DALE.INK. I'll bring you there. These are a little tricky. I'm squeezing a lot of letters into a small space on each one of them. It's good practice, though. It's a little challenge. Is it expensive? That depends on what you think is expensive. I think it's a pretty fair price. I charge less than a lot of airbrush artists out there do. I want to humbly say, hey, I do a pretty good job. I take my time and make sure it looks good. I don't just rush out crappy work. It's up to you. You can be the judge of that. Thank you, Crazy Horse, everybody. Just doing my thing, figured I'd stream on here. Actually, I started out streaming on TikTok, I'll be honest with you, and then my TikTok got banned. Not sure why yet. I was talking about God, and someone asked what I thought about homosexuality, and apparently they didn't like my answer, so they banned me. So here I'm on YouTube now. It's all good. I'm trying to keep the camera angle good, but it's hard to get it in a spot where I can see and you can see. Do I do portraits? I can do portraits. I don't really like to do portraits, but I can. Hey Danny, what's up? I see you in there. That'll work. We got a lot more to go. Dodger blue. Alright. Let's do some more fire ones. I did a couple flame ones before. He specifically asked for a few flame designs. Yeah, these hats were 25 each, if that gives you some context. I ran in a yellow, I gotta fill those up. Do I do graffiti in the streets? No, I don't. Maybe one day. I don't have time for all that. What is my home? I'm from the USA. Virginia. Where did I order the hats from? I get the hats from autocap.com. OTTOCAP.com. You like my airbrush? This is an Omni 3000 airbrush by Badger Airbrush. Very similar to the Iwata Eclipse airbrush. You might have an easier time finding the Iwata Eclipse. I use both of them right now. These are the Omnis, but they're pretty much the same thing. As far as airbrush compressor goes, you don't need to get any sort of specific compressor. They're all the same. I mean, they're not all the same, but all it does is give you compressed air. It doesn't do anything magical. So any kind of air compressor you can get your hands on is fine. I like to use about 60 to 70 psi to paint at. But I forget. Yeah, 60 to 70 psi. But he doesn't have to use any kind of special air compressor. I got one of those big industrial construction style compressors, and it just lives outside in a shed. Then I run an air hose inside. That way I don't have to hear it. It's loud. It doesn't matter. If you're in an apartment or something and you need a smaller scale compressor to keep it quiet, they have those available. But the smaller and quieter you get, usually the lower PSI you get. So you gotta decide what your style is and what you're planning on painting on and everything in order to get a good decision on that. Generally, just get a cheap air compressor. Don't. It's just air compressor. Front line. All the same. You are welcome, Aaron. Spend lots of money on supplies. Not too bad. I mean, once you get the airbrushes, paint isn't that expensive, especially because like you use so little paint on each item that you don't really need a whole lot of. It's probably 2 or 3, maybe 5 cents worth of paint per hat. It's nothing. I did an event the other day out of town. I had to fly to South Carolina and do a bunch of hats, and I ended up doing well over 100 hats and didn't even use up a full bottle of paint. So, give you a little perspective on how much paint you use. Just a little bit too many letters to fit in here with any kind of good style. It's tricky. It's like a toothpaste green. Minty fresh green. colors look weird on my camera. I can't tell if it's YouTube or my camera. I don't know what it is. I guess it is what it is, huh? Yeah, it's kind of like a teal. It's like the Eagles football team green, almost. It looks way more blue on the camera to me. Maybe there's like a filter. No filter. This is a filter on this one, but it actually looks like real life more than no filter. The white splatters just add like a little texture to it. Can barely see them. How many have I done? 10 of them. 25 to go. Let me turn this filter off. It looks weird now. Let's do some pink. There's no way I'm going to do the rest of these all in one sitting. That clothespin's like wrap into my bed. That's funny. Can you order? Sure. Check out my shop. You can go to dale.ink. Dale.ink. It's a quick little link to my shop. Lately I've been, I have some prints available. There's not a whole lot of designs. There's a lot of those football team logos that I've been doing, but there's a couple abstract artwork things on there too. Anyway, prints of the designs that I've made in the past, some of the ones that I think would be popular. And it's a lot cheaper to buy those prints, especially if you're an international customer, if you're outside of the US, because it ships locally to you instead of from the US, and that way instead of spending $40 on shipping, you can just spend a regular amount of money on shipping. I'm going to be adding some more designs, more printed shirt designs soon. It's a lot of work. Jambo. I assume that means like hello or something. How many different hat colors do I keep online? I have these blue and the red and the fuchsia ones that you haven't seen yet. Are not hats that I usually keep. They're just extras I've had from over the years. So that answers the opposite of your question. The answer is I keep black adult and youth sizes on hand all the time, and I have some neon pink and green and yellow and orange. But I don't stock every color. If someone wants something special, I'll order it for them. But I don't have a warehouse. I don't have enough room to stock everything. It's so hot in here. I need some air conditioning. Someone bring me some ice water, please. Come here, Robin. We got work to do. How many paint cans have you gone through since I started painting hats? Today, none. I could paint 150 hats with the same bottle of paint. In my life, I don't know. Lots and lots of gallons of paint have been sprayed. Here's one of those fuchsia hats I was talking about. It's almost fluorescent pink, but it's a little more fuchsia-ish. You know? What color do I want to use? Yellow. These are kind of boring. Front 9. Thank you. Captivist, what's going on, my dude? I see you. While you finish some Excel spreadsheets, that sounds like a blast. Sorry I don't stream on here often, guys. I know this is where I started streaming. YouTube is where all the streaming practice happened. I used to be on here all the time. And the truth is, man, TikTok is where it's at as far as the numbers go. It's hard to choose to stream anywhere else when I know that if I get on TikTok, I'll have literally a few thousand people watching. So I tended to go that route. I actually started on TikTok when I started this stream, but I might have just gotten banned from TikTok, actually. I at least got my live shut down and then got yelled at and everything else. When you talk about your faith, man, you talk about God, people don't really like that sometimes, so they yell at you. I'm sure the appeal will go through and it'll be fine, but I was attacked. I was set up. I figured you were doing that too, Danny. You get a lot of that on YouTube, people multitasking. That's what I expect. Oh yeah, TikTok. I got in trouble the other day for streaming for a whole different reason, because Noah was in the stream and like it automatically banned me and said that my whole account was permanently banned. But I was able to appeal it and they were like, just kidding, we're not actually permanently banned, we just wanted to scare you. But this time, no, I was talking about God. And then somebody set me up with a question and asked for my opinion on pride issues, and I was just honest with them. I didn't say anything mean, I didn't say anything hateful. I just said, no, I don't, I don't condone that, basically. It is a sin, that's what I believe, and that's how I feel, and that's what the Bible says, etc., etc. Apparently, that's not what the world wants to hear, so they didn't. I was canceled. That's fine with me. I had to be pretty aggressive in that stream a minute ago. Like, usually people are okay with me talking about God. They asked me in the first place, right? So I just answered questions. But then everyone was like, we're not all believers, we don't care about this, would you shut up? Like, all these comments came in. And I was like, dude, I'm not here to ask you what you want to see. You came in and joined into my chat. This is my stream. You can leave. And I had to keep on going off on people. I probably just got reported by a bunch of people. It looked popular. It's all good. It just means I'm saying the right things. You can't believe what I believe and then say it out loud and not expect to offend people, so. It just means I'm pushing just the right amount of buttons, I think. I'm prepared to go through a lot more than having my social media accounts banned. That's nothing to getting, sawed in half and filleted alive and things. Hopefully it never comes down to that, but I think you're scaring me with canceling me on TikTok then. Yeah, I wasn't even offensive about it. They just asked, somebody asked if I would. They were trying to place an order and asked if I did cuss words. That's what they said. Well, you do cuss words. And I was like, no, I try not to do that. I try not to do anything, profane. And then I'd segue that into, like, I'm a Christian and I try to represent God and glorify Him in everything that I do, and there's boundaries and things that I'm not going to cross because I'm more worried about doing the right thing and glorifying God than making $20 off you, and I'll say no to you. And then there was a bunch of follow-up questions like, well, what about gay pride, this and this and that? Will you do gay pride orders? And I said, yes, like I have done gay pride orders. I'm not here to judge everything that everyone's doing. And then I could have left it at that, but I didn't, because I don't do, I don't know how to shut my mouth sometimes. And I was like, I believe, yeah, homosexuality is a sin, and I don't condone it, but so is drunkenness, and so is heterosexual sins, and so is this and that, and all these other things. And like, sin is sin, and we all are sinners, right? Whatever, I got into it, and then all of a sudden my stream was ended. Not the first time, won't be the last time. Our job is to love people, right? We're supposed to love our neighbor as God has loved us. And it's not my job to judge the world. I'm supposed to judge those inside the church. God judges the world. God judges those inside the church as well. But Christians aren't supposed to go around just yelling at everybody for all the things that they're doing wrong. It does no good to do that unless you're first preaching the gospel to them. You get them in church, you show them Jesus, and then you can start talking to them about, hey, we're on the same page here with this, with God and the Bible and all that. Have you noticed that it doesn't line up? The sin that you are committing here, you gotta correct that. That only comes after preaching the gospel to them. Make that primary. But people don't want to hear that. Yeah, TikTok's all algorithms. They got some automatic stuff, whatever they do. What do I want to do? I'm going to do some purple and green. Captivus, how's the residence search coming along? Talked to your potential roommate today. Said you guys were still looking. I'm sure it's difficult to find something where you want to be and all that. That's what I thought. Type. I see. Does this sound the exclusion of a skunk? It appears. It sounds. I'm gonna do. Watch this. This is a special move. a wiggly line. Oh, what's the green and what purple? Purple. Let's do. Let's just keep it simple. What are we doing? Scooter, we are painting some hats. We've got 35 hats here, all with the same text on them. And pretty much free reign other than that. I figured I had to sit here and paint these boring, tedious, they're not that boring and tedious, I'm not trying to complain. But I figured I had to sit here and paint these hats over and over and over again, so I'd invite you to waste your time watching me do it. Not the best live stream content out there, but it does help me to be live because it makes me sit here and stay on task instead of getting distracted. I would love to take my phone out of my pocket right now and check on my TikTok account, see if it's unbanned, or see what's for dinner tonight. But I'm focused. Actually, I know what's for dinner tonight. We're having ribs. Ribs for dinner. Brittany and I have perfected the art of slow cooking ribs in the oven. Thank you, Scooter. I've been doing this for 15 years or so now. I feel like I'm alright. Ribs, yes. Indeed. You go to Aldi, you get the pack of ribs for about like $12, 10, $12 or something, for enough ribs to feed 3 adults and a 5-year-old. Excuse me. With leftovers usually. Oh, they're delicious, man. You stick them in the oven for 3 hours. It's super easy. They're great. Sky blue? Hey, that's what I'm doing. That head. It's an old one. This is a old cosmetology mannequin like mount. So it moves around and stuff, but I've got it locked. And then it's some foam thing. Gus's? Where's Gus's? Is that the new Shrimp Shack replacement? What was I writing? Frontline. I forgot the word. My phone keeps on vibrating. Let me see if this is important. Doesn't look important. Are these? It's for you. No, these are for a customer. Good old Jeremiah is his name. He owns a brand, a clothing brand, and wants me to paint these hats for him to resell, I believe. That's a common thing people have me do, is paint a run of items, whether it's shirts or hats or whatever. And I give them a bulk discount, a wholesale rate, and then they're able to resell them from their clothing shops or what have you. It's easier for me to sit down and do a bulk order of the same thing, have a little bit of repetition, especially if they give me some creative freedom on it. And then they can mark it up however much they want to. Doesn't bother me. I got what I charged for it. They can sell these hats for $100 each if they want. That would be the hard part. If they could do that, then they really know their business stuff. Frontline. I did a cool collaboration today. I haven't collaborated with an artist in a long time. But this morning I did a collaboration. Let me show you what it is. I gotta show you real quick. I gotta get it. I collaborated with nature. I took a spider web that was outside and I spray painted it white from the front, and then I put some spray adhesive on my canvas, which I painted black of course, and then like brought the canvas to the spider web and stole it. And then I'm gonna paint a super realistic scary spider on it. That's my plan. Thank you for subscribing, Scooter. But I call it a collaboration. I feel like I have to give the spider some credit. He did all the work at this point. He or she, I'm sorry, I don't want to assume the gender. Get banned again for something. It, they, them did the work. I just watched and stole it. Too much green. Need some blue back. I stole the idea too, let's be honest. I just saw somebody else's video and said, hey, I could do that. And I did. I actually did a couple. I've got 4 canvases over here. It's this season, man. I go outside and every morning there's a bunch of huge spider webs everywhere. And I'm not a giant fan of spiders being all over the place, so I stole their houses. I don't know. Can I do pink and black next? With the letters white. Okay, that's tricky. How about I do the letters like a really light pink? It's hard to do the letters in white because then I can't like sketch out the letters themselves, which would make it really difficult, especially with this mini letters. You kind of need a little bit of a reference. I'll sketch them in a super light pink, and it will blend from like a light pink to a white gradient. Let's do one of these lame airbrush designs. These are the airbrush designs you get at like the fair. One of these guys. So, Scooter Dale has... Oh, you're talking to Scooter, not me. Yep, this is a one big customer order. Knocking them out. I need some light highlights. My hands are starting to hurt. Cramp up. Front line? We're gonna do pink. I'll do pink on the black hat. Chair's not very comfortable anymore. Trying to do like the lightest bones sketch I can. This is gonna be a challenge. Alright, it's almost 5 o'clock. This might be the last one I do for now. Even though I'm not going to the post office today, I know my family is expecting me around this time. We got dinner to start. Okay, bye. I'm gonna do your pink one first, though. Front line. Got to put enough pink on the inside to cover up my sketch. It doesn't have to be a lot. I could watch Blade Runner again. Brittany was saying she's never seen Tron, which I don't believe. But she said she hasn't seen it, so I think we might watch that soon. Frontline. See, the colors are so bad on this camera. I promise, it actually looks pretty nice in real life, but here it looks like faded and gross. Do some white stars. Ding. Alright, guys. Tron was a good one. I want to see it again. I need to see the old stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Of course, as soon as I say I'm gonna get off here, 85 people drop in the chat. But I'm doing it anyway because my hands hurt and I'm hungry and I have to pee. And that's all I gotta say. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here's what. Let me show you what we've done so far. Sat here and knocked all these guys out. And there's collaboration. 2 more little collaborations. I got one big boy back here. I'm a big old guy. That's all I got. I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you with Noah's shirt. Goodbye.